What's up, everybody? This is Corey from My Two Cents, and today we're going to take a look at three different pairs of mountain bike shoes and a quick comparison. We have two 510 brand, the Kestral and the Hellcat, and a Giro Chamber II will be the three different shoes we're looking at today. The first up here is the 510 Kestrel. These are the black and gray version, and I do like the style of these. That white 5 on the outside. It has the stealth rubber on the bottom, which is nice and wide, so you won't get any mud stuck in it. You can see that these are made for clipless pedal. These are essentially downhill mountain bike shoes. It has an all synthetic upper. They feel like they're very well constructed. Good solid thick piece of Velcro here to help keep your laces down also. It does have a mesh tongue here also, which is nice, so hopefully it gets a little bit more breathable. You can see that it does have the breathable upper there also, kind of where your toes are at, so get some air movement through it. So if you do end up getting your foot extremely sweaty or wet, hopefully you can dry it out. It's not fun to pedal your bike with wet shoes on. Let's get this interior piece out here, and we can pull this insole all the way out. So it's got this red insole. You can remove it, replace it, whatever you need to do. It does make it a little bit helpful. These are very stiff, and they're known to have great power transfer since they are so stiff. So that's very helpful also. One thing that I noticed on these is the quality control is not great. Where the sole meets the clipless pedal portion, you can see on this one is the biggest example. Look how out of whack that is. Geez, for $150 you expect to have a little bit better quality control and craftsmanship on these. So that's a little bit concerning. Although they do seem like they would be good shoes, I'm not sure that I would be happy keeping these for that price amount. Next up is the 510 Hellcat. These are a little bit different style shoe. They're a little bit more skater style. It still has the big white 5 on the side. A lot of the pro mountain bikers will wear this shoe brand. It's actually 510 was purchased by Adidas not too long ago. Maybe that explains a little bit of the quality maybe going downhill on these. This is a synthetic upper, and it does have some leather wrapped around the sides of it also. Here's a quick compare of a side-by-side of the Hellcat and the Kestral together. They're actually almost about the same width. So I thought these would be a little bit wider, and they are a little bit wider, but not by much. You can see that the clipless area on the Hellcats is a little bit different than the Kestral also. It has this kind of smooth plastic around the outside of it, which does help. Again, we can see that we have some poor quality control there on the top of that. And this is the leather portion of it that goes all the way around the sides of it with the synthetic on the back and in the upper also. I mean, they do look cool. The design is definitely a little bit nicer. They're not like the road bike shoes you'd normally see, which is nice. Again, has the removable insole. I always forget to take this stupid thing out on the inside. Same exact one that we saw on the Kestrel. Does add a little extra padding to the inside of the shoe, not a whole lot, but at least it is removable and you can clean it. It is a little bit tricky to get back into these things. These have a little bit more padding than the Kestrels do around the sides. It seems like on the interior as well. So that might provide a little bit more comfort. Same kind of Velcro system here. Nice and wide Velcro strap. It also looks like the tongue is almost the same. They're actually a little bit different shape. Pull this thing out of here. We can take a quick look at that. So this tongue has the same kind of a mesh lining. It's not as wide as the other one. It does have the plastic supports down at the bottom also. It's not as stiff as the Kestrel, but still pretty dang stiff for a shoe. Now looking at the bottom of these, this is a kind of that closer look of the plastic insert that goes around the clipless area. So I'm hoping that gives you a little bit better ability to get your shoe clipped in the first try. Here's the Giro Chamber IIs. I'm a little bit partial to the color scheme on these. I think they're pretty awesome with the kind of the gum camo on the soles of them. So these are the black and gray version. I'll actually take this piece out, and I remembered, yay. So you can see that it has kind of the same rounded pattern on the bottom. They're still nice and stiff. It does give you a little bit of flex at the front of it. It's not as stiff as the Kestrels. These are all synthetic also. They do have kind of that breathable synthetic upper. You can see the sole on this with that kind of camo gum, which is pretty awesome. Overall, these do seem a little bit better constructed than the 510s. I'm just kind of looking around the sole trying to find any imperfections in the quality control or manufacturing, and I'm just not seeing the same stuff that we saw with the 510s. It does have the nice wide Velcro, nice wide laces also. It does have the same kind of a mesh tongue with a little bit of a synthetic kind of pull area at the top of the tongue. Let's go ahead and put this back in here. So you can just see at the front, you can see there may just be a tiny touch of maybe missing glue, but that's if I'm being real picky. It doesn't have the same kind of a slide-in area that you saw on the 510s. These have a lot more straight wall around the sides and just kind of the taper on the front and the back of the clipless area, which may make it a struggle to get it in and out of your pedals, depending upon if you have large cages around the clipless portion. If you're running just the regular clipless, it shouldn't be an issue. Now, putting these on, this is the Giro Chamber II versus the 510 Hellcat. Hellcat on the left and Chamber II, of course, with the camel gum sole. You can see that they're almost the same style. They both kind of have that skater shoe. The 510s are nice and wide. The Giro Chamber 2s are about the same in width. Like I was saying, I do have wide feet, so this is definitely a necessity for me. The more I wear these, I feel like the Hellcats may just be a touch wider. One thing that really bugs me about these, though, is the tongue. The Velcro, when it's put in place, really digs into the front of your leg. It's quite annoying. I'm sure it'll break in over time, but just as a brand new shoe, it might get a little bit painful. The Chamber 2s have a lot more padding around the tongue area than the Hellcats do, and this probably is the reason why they're a little bit heavier than the Hellcats. The Hellcats are a touch lighter. Now comparing the Kestrels to the Chamber 2, the Kestrels are not as wide as a Chamber 2. I can see that the shoe flexes a little bit. I can see that the ball of my foot is pressing on the outsides on the width area. They're about the same stiffness. You can feel that the Chamber 2s may just be a touch under on stiffness. The Kestrels are definitely a lot stiffer. Now you do have the same kind of issue here where the tongue is not very padded, and the Velcro being put in causes it to kind of dig in on the front of your ankle, which is pretty cool. So something to think about when you're making this purchase. If you have fat ankles like I do, then maybe this will be a concern for you. The one thing that really bothers me about these Kestrels, though, is honestly the quality control on the sole. I'm not sure that I would keep these even if they were the better shoe at this point. This is my old shoe that I'm comparing it against. This is an old Giro. They're definitely not very wide, so these new shoes are way more comfortable, all three of them, than this older style shoe. They have a lot more flex, a lot more grip. All three of these shoes are definitely a style improvement over the prior shoe that I have. The one that I chose in the end is a Giro Chamber 2. I felt like I had better quality control, better construction, and it was a better shoe for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you in the next one. Peace.